Hello, everyone. Welcome here in greetings from Czech Republic, Prague. We are about to start these entire webinar shortly. No worries. Just give us a time to gather all the attendees to join this session. Make yourself comfortable and enjoy your coffee or tea, whatever you have over there to make yourself amazing, make your time amazing here. So we will start exactly at 2 p.m. Central European Time. Okay. Let's see. All right. More and more people are coming in. That's nice. We are about to see right now. I'm seeing 12 people already in the lobby. Okay. Let's wait for the others. We will start shortly, as I told you. So, enjoy your coffee, tea, whatever you have over there. Okay. So, one more minute, and we will start this presentation and the entire webinar. All right. I can see a few more people coming in. Welcome here for you, new incoming people. Hey guys, we are going to start shortly. Welcome from Prague, Czech Republic. Enjoy your tea, coffee, whatever you have over there. And we will start right now, I guess we can start. All right. All right. So I guess we can start. Once again, welcome here in this day. I'm greeting you from Prague. Welcome in today's webinar. Today's webinar topic is going to be knowledge base. So my name is Jiří Čepe. I'm going to be your host throughout today's webinar. And together with me, I have here Slavek.
Hello.
And also, I have here Milan.
Hello.
Those gentlemen are going to be our main presenters for today's topic. We are going to have also Q&A, which is going to be at the end of the entire presentation. So hold your answers. We will answer most of your questions at the end. So that was a little bit about us. But I would like to know a little bit about you. So I prepared two questions for you, which I'm going to ask you right now. So you should see those questions on your screens. The first question, which department are you working in? And the second one, what is your experience with KB? Don't hesitate to answer your questions. Just remember, there is a second option, second question on the bottom of the of the window. So you need to scroll down a little bit, yeah, if you want to answer both of those. All right. We're getting some results right here. Let's wait a little bit more. Okay. All right. That looks good. So I think we are, oh, I'm seeing still someone answering the question. So let's wait a little bit more. All right. So I'm seeing that we are almost done. Well, I'm finishing the pool right now at this moment. And let's see the results. You should see your results on your screen at this moment. So as you can see, IT department is here. Some people from marketing. project management. I can see that some people from project management. And what experience do you have? I have no experience at all. It's winning for sure. Yeah, I can see it. I use KB as a passive user. Okay, that's the second biggest one. All right. So thank you for your answers. And what we are going to see today. So a little bit information about today. Well, the entire presentation is going to take 45 minutes. Yeah, it is recorded. So everything what you are seeing right now, the entire presentation is being recorded, and we are gonna send you in recent days after finishing this webinar. In recent days, you are gonna receive the follow-up email with the entire webinar recording. So no worries. If you are gonna miss something right here, you can see it and rewatch it later on. Yeah. So what is the topic for today? As you can see, it's a knowledge base. So we are going to talk about what is the knowledge base, why we have it, and life cycles of knowledge documents, for example. We are going to have some use cases and good scenarios and features of easy knowledge base. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it as a host from my side. And I would like to right now pass the floor to Milan, which is going to start with his presentation. So Milan, it's all yours.
Thank you, Yuri. Hello, everybody. Let's start with the first point that we have on the agenda, and that is what is the knowledge base. Now, some of you already know it. About 50% of you have no experience with a knowledge base whatsoever. So maybe a few words about what knowledge base actually is are in order. Now, whenever the knowledge base is spelled, or anybody is talking about knowledge base, it's not actually knowledge base that is being talking about. That is being talked about. It's more about the process that is above all knowledge base, and knowledge base is a huge part of it. So maybe you think it might be some sort of storage or a library or maybe an archive, but the real answer here is that knowledge base is a core foundation of the whole knowledge management process. If we are looking into a knowledge base from a technical standpoint, knowledge base is a proper tool. So whenever you hear or read about any kind of knowledge base software technology, then it is a proper tool that helps us manage the knowledge base itself. Now, what do we think of a term knowledge base? What it actually means is a storage, library, archive, all of those things, because in ideal world, every piece of information that is being useful, be it know-how, be it some sort of problem management information, frequently asked questions, archive, whatever, it is all being stored in knowledge base. Sadly, we are not living in an ideal world, so maybe you have some of this information in the notebook of Bob at his desk, or maybe you have some of this information in your computer.
I lost Milan.
I guess we've lost Milan a little bit. Let me see if we can do something about that. just just hold on, guys. Thank you. He probably lost connection.
Well, let's continue then.
Okay, Slavko.
All right. My short topic for the beginning is why knowledge base. My colleague Milan will be talking about lifecycle management and ETL methodologies and others. I just want to shortly touch the very base of need for knowledge base in basically every organization, and with that I mean also smaller and mid-sized organization, where we frequently hear that, yeah, we are too small, we don't need knowledge base, because we are just 50 people, etc. We don't. We believe that the knowledge base can be very helpful also to this size of organization. And I would like to touch the very, very, very basic needs. So I am not controlling anymore, Irko.
Try it again. I think you
I
should.
send the request. Just move the slide, please.
Okay. Try it again. It should work right now. Okay.
Right. So the first thing is that basically all organizations pretty much suffer from colleagues, employees coming and leaving. And every time when somebody leaves your organization, it is a risk that that can be important piece of information, but also know-how, how to which may be lost with some of colleagues going, and also it takes time to bring someone new with the same level of expertise. It takes some time. So we see that the turnover of employees is different industry to industry. I leave it for your own judgment if it is also negatively impacting your business. Let's say the turnover of the employees, but this is one of the things where that your information and know-how is connected typically with people, and if it is not maintained somewhere else, it's only with people and their assets, then they are at risk. The other thing about the knowledge base and why easy software is busy with knowledge base is that it is very compliant with what we do traditionally. At easy software, we do easy Redmine, and the whole thing about projects and work management is around the task, and the tasks are telling us what needs to be done, who shall do it, until when, and of course a lot of other consecutive information. The knowledge base comes nicely to this because the knowledge base typically treats the how. And let's say the execution in the project management software combined with feature-rich knowledge base can bring the complete environment to treat the work, the process, the projects, and bring complete information for the people. What is important is that we see, and some surveys are simply saying that with knowledge base treated centrally, it's helping employees to feel better at the company because they can work easier, more independently. That the turnover may decrease. Also, we see importance in knowledge base that the whole demand of labor work is increasing, and treating the information professional way is essential. It's interesting, we see that all the companies around us are talking that we are going to implement AI here, AI there, AI here, and at the same time not really considering having really knowledge base being centralized and implemented. And the question is, okay, where the AI will learn to help in, I don't know, customer service or different company processes. So we believe that the knowledge base, especially combined with project management or work management, if you like, is essential part to company efficiency. And last but not least point I wanted to mention is that it is positively impacting the corporate culture, where people really share information, maintain their information, and know where to ask. This is about the basics. I would return the words to Jirka.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. So best practices. This is an amazing topic which Milan can tell something about. So Milan, it is all yours. Go for it.
Okay, thank you, Irka. Well, if we are talking about best practices, one of the core frameworks that is working with knowledge management and knowledge base is IT infrastructure library. And basically, if we are talking about knowledge management as a process, as I was mentioning, I hope you heard at least that part, that knowledge base in fact is mostly referred to knowledge base and knowledge management combined uh, as a synonym. So whenever we are talking about knowledge management, it is not part of an ITIL as a individual process. Uh, it is a process that overlaps to every single of other processes in the IT in the ITIL. And if we are applying this IT infrastructure library framework onto our companies, it is not strictly to the software-based companies, because you can apply this framework everywhere. Basically, what is saying that knowledge management itself is very important, and often it is oversighted and poorly managed, simply because it is hard to manage knowledge management properly without dedicated team, and companies often do not have resources or do not have the right tools. And as a result, the knowledge base and knowledge management based over this infrastructure rarely works, because without proper management you cannot build knowledge management. Therefore, your knowledge base is useless, even if you fill it with relevant informations. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to apply knowledge management
Okay, I guess we just lost Milan
knowledge base
again.
itself is
Oh,
come again,
you're
please.
back. You're back. Okay, we
Okay,
we
no
lost
problem.
you for a second. So go on, go on.
Okay. So whenever you use knowledge management as it should be, meaning you have people who can manage your knowledge base, you have right tools, which can be easy Redmine knowledge base, for example, but any other software as well. Whenever you have those two important key features, then you can use all the powerful stuff, everything that Slavik mentioned in the slide before me about why you should be using knowledge base. All of these things you can use. Uh, as I mentioned, the uh, knowledge management goes across all of the levels, all of the processes that we have in the IT infrastructure library. It can be problem management. It can be first level support up to the third level support. Uh, Whatever you need. What you need from knowledge base is to have your information that you need at any given time with easy of access to those information. So if you combine everything uh, that I just mentioned and put it into the bigger picture, then you see that you need a proper tool. And a proper tool is, as I mentioned in our first entry, knowledge base itself. I uh, I think this would be all that I would mention. Of course, if you have any questions, we have a Q&A section, so please hit us up. And with this, I will pass the word to Slavik with some practical examples of how knowledge base and knowledge management can be used to best resolve uh, any of your issues regarding to know-how, regarding to ticket resolution, regarding to reply to your customers, regarding books, manuals, and any kind of information that you need stored. Uh, Slavik, it's yours.
Thanks, Milan. Uh, some of you may remember that we released the very first version of Easy Redmine's knowledge base in February this year. Since that, we are collecting various feedback. We had a many discussion with clients, and also we went through upgrade of our approach to knowledge base and know-how maintenance in our organization. I was collecting some feedback before this webinar, and we see clients with very clear use cases around deep technical documentation, per project documentation, etc. For this webinar, at the end of the day, I decided to share a couple of our experiences because we were on the path together with the product and change a couple things in our organization, and we believe that we observe some interesting impact. So this case study will be based on our own experience as we this year went through some transition. So the situation is it's a software company, software. There is around 100 people who are collaborating. It is Redmine. We are Easy Redmine user. We are on clients webinar, so I expect that all of you also use Easy Redmine. We use the old knowledge base, but important is that this old knowledge base was used only by certain departments. It was not very well maintained. Processes, descriptions of different departments were somewhere on SharePoint or in some other storages, for example, in Easy Redmine, but not in knowledge base. At the same time, we are the organization where employees are our most important and valuable assets, which also represents high cost. So employees' efficiency and satisfaction is always a topic for us. And as a provider, manufacturer of a software with development, DevOps, consulting, sales, etc., we believe that our operations and processes are rather complex. And so is Redmine itself. Again, our situation was that our know-how was a little bit distributed over more, let's say, places. It was not centralized, and there was not like company culture of centralized knowledge base. So together with introducing new knowledge base, we went through the process ourselves. So we upgraded from the old knowledge base to the new one. We use that to clean obsolete know-hows. We use the capabilities of the software to better categorize our information, our pages and documents. We standardized our processes through templates and other measures which we have in the knowledge base. And also, we started to really use knowledge base as a central place where we put a majority of our documents, and if not the documents itself, then the links and some context to those documents. And we have a culture of, let's say, internally very open company. So we have a majority of our documents now really in the knowledge base. What is interesting is that while working with these things which we created over the years, and we were putting everything on one place, categorized and organized, we found out that there's a big number of information, documents, how-tos, which would serve very well also to partners, but they were created as an internal know-how. And there was no good channel for sharing such a know-how with our valuable asset, which are our value-added resellers. And now we see that we have the channel available. So first result is here. I can share with you that we've developed the culture of asking knowledge base first. I really can experience that there is less communication over chats or other communication channels. Where, how do I do this? Where do I find that? And so on and so forth. Because really, when we do something, we document it, and the knowledge base is giving the answers. I can say from the position of manager of a team that I see that the processes which we've developed are now better understood. People more strict to the processes because they exactly know where they find them. They can find also the processes related to other departments. So even the interoperability is better. And together with the contextuality which can be achieved with the integration with Easy Redmine, these informations are nicely available and easier for the workers. I believe I cannot measure, but I believe we are talking about improved operational efficiency as a result. During this time, we are in our company. We also measure employee net promoter score, and it was increased over that time, where we see certain impact of implementing knowledge base. I mentioned a new fast channel for sharing know-how with partner as a major thing. Our organization also is starting project going through various of ISO certifications. Now with the knowledge base in place, we believe we are far more ready than we were this, let's say, 7 months or 8 months ago. And we know it will not stop just here. We see Easy Redmine's knowledge base as a better tool for software documentation comparing to software documentation from our website. The reason is simple. Website is a big system in our case, and there's a lot of people working with it. And through knowledge base, we are able to populate the information faster, react on some findings in client support, to improve the documentation granularly. It doesn't have to go through marketing and so on and so forth to the web page. So this we see as important thing which we will achieve through the functionality Easy Redmine knowledge base has. And this is not secret that Easy Software also works on AI functionalities for our service, but also for Easy Redmine, and knowledge base naturally will serve as one of the feed of the information for different AI tools which we are working now right now. By the way, it is expected Q1 next year we will introduce first of those. So I was talking about managing our internal know-hows, processes, etc. I was talking about sharing documentation partners. I was talking about having a publicly accessible know-how, and that's why there is a first little screenshot from the software. Milan will be showing more, which can describe how the functionality of Easy Redmine knowledge base, thanks to managing access to different namespaces, which can be understood as a section in a library, can be managed and can be achieved that in one software here we are managing all these use cases I was talking, sharing with closer groups, having internal knowledge base, and also public documentation or similar usage. So this is it. This is how we at Easy Software made further step thanks to new knowledge base. And I will return words to Milan right now.
Thank you, Slavik. Hopefully this time it will be without further technical difficulties, which doesn't seem to be the case. All right. Without the video then, sorry about this. I will make sure to put this into our knowledge base for the further reference on how to avoid these kind of mistakes, which is one of the core examples of how a knowledge base can be used. But let's go into the details. Now, we are going to be talking about the life cycle of knowledge document. What is knowledge document, or why we are talking about life cycle? As I mentioned before in my little slide about best practices, there was one little quote that I had there, that knowledge base, one of the best practices of knowledge base is to optimize reaching of goals through people at any given time and place. And for this, we need our knowledge base that is being used by knowledge management to be always up to date. And how we can guarantee that knowledge documents are always up to date, that they are always relevant, and we don't have any sort of chaos or whatever in our knowledge base. For this, we have 7 stages of knowledge document life cycle. The number of stages that people can mention, the various coaches, various trainers, it can vary. I have 7 stages, so if you hear less or more, it's all valid. It's all about the definition and terminology. Mine has 7 stages, so let's go through those. So the first stage is creation. Now, creation is very simple. It is the first stage of the life cycle of the knowledge document, and it's basically where the knowledge document is quote unquote born. Uh, what we want from this is that a knowledge document, knowledge article, whatever you want to call it, is being created as a draft and is created by anyone and for anyone. And what this means is that we want to have as much knowledge, as much information in our knowledge base, in our library as possible. So we want to give the broad access to all people that might be at least a little relevant to uh, sort of donate their knowledge into our knowledge base, and this also needs to be monitored. That's why we are starting as a drafts, and it needs to be for anyone in the company. Of course, in the further process, we can distinguish knowledge document from knowledge document depending on which uh, department this knowledge document is being meant for, or if it is sort of sensitive information. So maybe we want to have this document a little bit more secretive or permission related, or maybe it is a document that is for everyone, even general public, even our customers or end users. So we can public these into the internet with we don't even need any sort of access or verification to access those. But what we need to do is we need to create these documents first, and this is why we have this first step. This will get us to validation and publishing step. Now, validation and publishing is basically where we do all this sort of sorting. So we want to filter out whenever this draft is ready to publish, or maybe it needs to be reworked. We can have editors who will be reworking these documents, or we can just tell the guy who wrote it to just correct his grammatical errors, right, or factical errors. Or maybe it is a document that is very useful, but we need to think twice about who we will publish this document for viewing to. Maybe we don't want the general public to know that in this batch of our product there is some sort of a mistake that needs to be checked and corrected often, because it could potentially put our sales at risk. So that's one of the things. Now I have a little bit of example. If you are not fond of dark humor, then maybe don't listen to it. But my example is here, is I call it the oxygen example. Let's say we are making a knowledge base on the airplane, right? And whenever you're flying a plane and there is some sort of turbulences or maybe a malfunction on the plane, then the passengers, they will have these little masks with oxygen, which means O2 in them. So let's say the maintenance worker in the airport is writing his little knowledge document about how to maintain these tanks with oxygen, right? And he makes a typo, and instead of O2, he writes CO2. And now I guarantee you that nobody wants to breathe carbon dioxide on the plane. So that's maybe a good idea why to validate your documents before you publishing them. Now to distribution. Well, in the distribution part, we already have created our documents. We have them validated, and they're all published in their respective departments or to the general publics. But how do we get them to people, right? Because if we have the knowledge base that is full of information that is usable, that is valid, but nobody is reading that, then that is a kind of problem. So what we need to have in every sort of knowledge management tool, we need a quick and relevant search features. That means that we need to be sure that our search engine in the knowledge base it works properly, it is showing the relevant data. But while this is the first step, but not only step for any sort of knowledge base, we cannot guarantee that all of our users, and especially if it comes to our customers or our end users, we cannot guarantee that they won't be lazy. They will go through the knowledge base every single time when they're facing a problem, and they are searching an answer. And whenever there is unnecessary amount of work that is being presented to them to find the relevant information, what they will do, they will not try to find the solution for themselves. They will go straight to support and basically ignore the knowledge base, which kind of kills the purpose of knowledge base. So we need to share this new knowledge. We can do it throughout various newsletters, or maybe throughout some sort of announcements in various portals or in our application. Uh, for example, in our Easy Redmine, we can easily publish the knowledge articles onto the Easy Redmine itself. So whenever our users log in, they will see the announcements of the knowledge articles that we want them to see on their dashboards. That's one of the core principles, to share the knowledge without any need or any pressure on the end users to uh, go out of their comfort bubble to find these kind of knowledge. So ease of access, that's exactly this. Also, in the distribution, we need to pay attention how we are distributing the internal knowledge and how we are distributing the external knowledge, and we need to separate these strictly, because as I mentioned before, we don't want people to see our internal info. We don't want them maybe to see our quarterly fiscal information, etc. Now we have something that is called changelog. Now, if you want your knowledge base to be kept up to date, uh, it is not enough to just verify that you are publishing the right kind of documents and they are correct, because they might be correct now, but they may be obsolete in 3 months, in a half year, in a year. So we need some sort of tool that will help us to track changes across this whole process. We also want to know who is changing what. So whenever you have, let's say, a fiscal report, and then your janitor comes in and he rewrites the whole article as his personal blog about brooms, then it's not going to be very helpful, is it? So we need to at least see that the janitor did this, and we need to have the tools to revert it, or even to prevent him from publishing such a nonsense, right? So we need to preserve the principles of publishing that we were talking about in the stage 2 of this presentation, but we need to do this over time. So again, whenever somebody is changing anything, he needs to respect the publishing process. This will help us to prevent do any unauthorized work, because again, the janitor probably doesn't have the rights, or shouldn't have the rights, to rewrite the fiscal report, right? And mostly this will avoid any sort of chaos that we could have in our knowledge base. This will avoid duplicities. This will avoid two people editing the same page at once, and then nobody knows which version is valid, etc. With this, we can go to the expiration. Now, similar to the changelog, we need to track the expiration of our knowledge documents. As I said, document that is perfectly all right now can be obsolete in half a year. That's why we need to set expiration on our articles, and we will do this by setting reminders for people who are responsible for the documents. This will prevent the bloat of the knowledge base. This will prevent the duplicities again. But more important about expiration is that it will ensure that our knowledge is always up to date, and whenever the document expires, then we are facing one of the two core choices, which is, are we going to retire this document, or are we going to renew it? So this is a retirement and renewal. And again, the validation and publishing principles again apply. And in here, we have basically three decisions to make whenever our document expire. Is it really expired? So the assigned person who is knowledgeable about the problematics will look at the document and say, well, if document is still all right, then yeah, we will keep it, because sure, why not? But if the document is no longer valid, then we need to do two things. We either edit the document so it is valid, or we will just retire the document. So whenever we just need to do some editing, then we will do editing. We will preserve the validation and publishing principles. And when the document is completely obsolete, then we will retire it completely. This will get us to the last step, which is archivation and purge. Now, when we decided to retire a document, then we have basically only two options. We either archive the document, which uh, will be no longer searchable throughout the knowledge base without relevant permissions, but it can be for it can be useful for multiple cases. For example, we want to have this document as a structure about how we were doing documents back before a few years, or how how some sort of old version of our system, or our product that we were developing worked a few years back. Or this is a sensitive document that you don't want in the system. This is a document that by keeping it would breach GDPR, for example. Or this is just a small document that probably nobody is going to be missing, and it would just bloating up our knowledge base. In this case, we just decide to purge the document, we will delete it, and it will be gone forever. Uh, that's it. Now we are back at the creation, and with that, the basically life cycle of the whole knowledge document is being completed. Uh, this is end of this of this little presentation about life cycles, and now we've talked a lot about the knowledge base itself, about user cases, about life cycles, about best practices, about IT infrastructure library framework. But how this actually works in our knowledge base, in Easy Redmine knowledge base. For this, let me just give you a little showcase. We have about 5 minutes, so don't worry, I won't be keeping you for long. But let me give you a little showcase about how our knowledge base works in the.
Okay, I'm stopping sharing. So Milan.
Thank you. So I'm going to share my screen now. And now I should be able to see my login page into the Easy project. Now, if you are familiar with the Easy project, Easy Redmine, this is very familiar to you. If not, but you've met any kind of software in your life, this is basically a login screen. Nothing really to see here. So I'm logging into our product now. This is our Easy Redmine that is fully integrated within within our knowledge base. So whenever I open our global menu, we have already an entry to our knowledge base in one of our modules right here in the section of add-ons. You can see knowledge base. So I will click on the knowledge base, and there we go. So this is one of the tools how to manage your knowledge. This is knowledge base in Easy Redmine, and with this sort of setup, with this sort of add-on, you can manage all the things that we were talking about across the whole presentation. We do have a little cheat sheet on our marketing demo, where we basically have 11 steps that everybody should know uh, before they can really fasten up their process about managing knowledge. So the first step is, of course, creating an articles. So I'm not even going to open this little article. I'm going to show you how we are creating the articles in our knowledge base. So I will click this yellow plus button, which is the analogy to the yellow plus button that is in the version 13 of Easy Redmine, and I will just click the new page. I will name the new page however I want. So, for example, new page. So it's self-explanatory. And here we go into the interesting part. Now, whenever you are creating a new page from the scratch, you can go with an empty page, but it would maybe be better if you would use one of the predefined templates, which is again, as I said, the knowledge base needs to be easily accessible, but it also needs to be easy to create the articles in it. So when I, for example, take this template that will tell me how to article, and I already see that all of these things are already pre-filled for me. And in this template, you can also see a lot of elements that our knowledge base contains. Now, it is based on the MediaWiki technology. It is it is supporting HTML, but our knowledge base is smarter than that. We know that not everybody is an expert in HTML, so we have something that we called droplets, which is basically a lot of little predefined templates for various things that you can that you can do within the MediaWiki without the need of knowing anything about HTML. So it is very comfortable for the end user, and anyone, literally anyone, can create any sort of page you want. So for example, I will choose sort of media, some PDF overview or gallery icon, whatever. I can embed a video, for example. So if I choose this one, I will just insert, and now I will just link my PDF file here. I will choose how the PDF file will be large, etc. And with this, I will just click insert. It's going to tell me that this invalid user was specified to permission testing to embed this PDF. It basically means that I didn't put any PDF into the page. So that's about it. Now I'm going to save this page, but maybe maybe I'm going to save another page, and it's going to be in the namespace. And as Slavik mentioned earlier, the namespace is sort of structure of our knowledge base. So each structure can have different workflow set in place, and this will be the last thing that I'm going to show you today. Of course, if you have any questions, you can contact us later or throughout an email if you are interested in our knowledge base. So let's go with the workflow. Now, for this, I will just create task workflow page in here. As you can see, this is one of our elements that we can basically create the page from other page in the knowledge base, so you can make any structure that you want. And I will just save this. Now, at this point, this this site now, excuse us, we are still working on our interface, so this will be better in a graphic sort of way a little bit later. But as you can see right here, it is telling me that this page is currently checked by our Franz Finance, which is our demo data user, that needs to comment this and approve this on the and on the expert document for I principle. So I'm going to stop sharing this screen. I'm going to share another one, and just for I promise this is going to be last thing.
All right.
This is going to be last thing. I am logged in as a Franz Finance director, so I will go to my knowledge base right here, and as I said, every document needs to be approved. Every document needs to be verified before it is published. And as I can see, the Franz Finance, because this is our user that we are doing excessive testing on our workflow, as it already has the test workflow in the namespace Finance right here in his many alerts. We can see that it has been put in then 1 minute ago. So I'm going to click this, and I can see that this is the very same document that we just created. So I will just go to the see these details, and once I'm done with the editing of this workflow, which means that we have set in a workflow that the editor needs to edit this first before it can be even published, I will submit this. And then for this process to be easier, best practices is usually we are taking more users to validate this document because for I principles, but on this very example, we have to set it all on this one person. So I will just complete the action. I will approve. I approve the document, and now the document is published and it's ready to be used by anyone who has access to this finance namespace. And yeah, I think this is all from me. So I'm going to stop the share. I thank you for your attention. I hope I didn't put you all on to sleep. And I'm passing the word back to the Jirka.
Thank you so much. I'm going to share mine window. Just a second. Okay. So I'm going to share my window right here. And thank you so much for the examples. And with these, I'm going to give a word a little bit of time to Slavek to give us more info about the last topic on the presentation. So Slavek, it's all yours.
All right, let me ask the remote control. So, hi, this is Slavik again. Thanks, Milan, for the demo. Naturally, there is way more we can show about that. Milan wanted to really share that whole the life cycle of document within any size of organization can be met with the EasyRedmine knowledge base, and naturally we are ready to show you way more. So the actual information about that. So you know that this new MediaWiki based knowledge base is here since February. Now we are showing the version after facelift and some feature improvements. So what I want to say, because this webinar is for Easy Redmine clients, some of you may be using the old knowledge base. Important information: the migration from the old knowledge base to new knowledge base is not an issue. It's part of the product, and it's basically a few click job to do the migration. Important practical information is that our current plan is that we will that the old knowledge base, which was in the system, I don't know, 10 years back, and it was discontinued in sales 2 years back, will be finally discontinued with version 14, which is probably September to 2024. So we are really discussing with our clients going forward with the new knowledge base. This new currently there is a pre-facelift version with a little bit less features than the new version is at the moment. So we are delivering that, and you can use that. This new version after facelift with new UI and some improved features is available for a public demo, so we can show it to you. We can grant you access to try and work with it. We will be allowing that for early adopters, so having your own knowledge base after facelift in December 2023. So basically, it's I don't know, 2 weeks from now. And generally available for full commercial deployments, it will be in January 2024. What is important that next to working on the better UI and finishing some features based on customer feedback, we also developed new onboarding packages. It's blended packages where digital content, digital training content is combined with the live trainees, with the real consultants from Easy software, and this way we are able to deliver efficiently your onboarding and let you learn how to work with Easy Redmine's knowledge base. That's it. Practical info. Mirko, it's yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So that was the practical info. That was the entire info about the knowledge base, together with use cases, together with all these interesting informations. I want to thank you both, gentlemen, for sharing the interesting examples and the useful information about knowledge base. And I think it's a perfect time for you to get to know you a little bit with us. This other question, that's a second question of today's webinar. We wonder, how would you use the knowledge base with the information you just heard in your department or company? So I'm going to launch right now the answers, pre-designed answers. So you can see that there are multiple answers, and you can pick multiple of those choices. So go ahead, let us know, how would you use it? Yeah. So as I told you, you can pick multiple options. So it's not just one answer question. Okay. Yeah. IT documentation, technical process management. Yeah, I'm seeing that we are getting results right now. Okay, thank you so much. Don't forget to scroll down. Yeah, there is another answer. If you scroll down, there is one more option. Yeah, so the window is too small. All right. So I think we are done right now. I'm ending the pool and I'm going to share with you the results. I can see that for sure. IT department will use it for documentation a lot. Yeah, I've been in. Yeah, it's so useful. I totally agree. Process management is also really, really high result. Also, we have a second place for organization manuals and how to do stuff with 60%, which is amazing. Okay, thank you so much. That's it. And we can slowly move on to your questions. So now is the time where you should ask us the questions. We will try to answer most of those. Those which we are not going to answer, we will try to answer via email. So what we have right here, will Easy Redmine implement chat box functionality like ChatGPT to be information out of knowledge base or task content? Is anything already on the roadmap?
Thank you for the question. I will take this one. Yes, it is. As I mentioned during my speech, we are preparing AI features for Easy Redmine itself, and that shall be introduced in Q1. And yeah, over the time, these things will be developed. You know that we are providing also a help desk system, and we see strong combination with our help desk knowledge base, where is a lot of know-how and AI which can work with that. I am not ready to share technical information. Definitely, one of the things we are looking at is to be able to provide on-premises solution also with AI. So as we do all that with Easy Redmine and all our stack. So yes, it is on roadmap. The details will come in Q1 2024. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for your answer. So I'm not seeing no other questions. So think, guys, we still have 5 more minutes. So think, do you really wonder or do you have any questions which you would like to answer about a knowledge base? You know, how would you use it? How, you know, any informations which you are really interested in? So let's see. I see no other questions so far. So I guess that might be it. All right. Oh, there is one. There is one. Mateus, are there efficient ways to merge from other documentation applications? In this case, I'm writing about Zendesk. Maybe by using the copy paste of HTML code, but it would take a while.
I would probably answer on this one. We have, in cooperation also with our partners, we have a tools to migrate from Confluence, from other media wikis, and some other formats can be handled. So my recommendation would be, if you have a specific environment which you would be considering on transforming the knowledge base, we can have a look on that as sort of migration project, because we do such a services, and that can be one of the way that can be simple, and especially when there is a large amount of pages to be migrated, it can be the right place. So I'm not sure about Zendesk particularly, but it can be handled as a service.
All right. Thank you. We have one more question, but unfortunately,
There is another question.
maybe we can, okay, we can do it. Still, we have 3 minutes, I'm sorry. So it is possible to.
I think I can take
You
this.
can read it. Okay, go for it.
Yeah, I can read it from Andrea. Yeah. The question is if you have multiple knowledge-based instances on the same Easy Redmine instance. At this moment, no. We know there's around Media Wiki technologies for wiki farms, which do that. That is dedicated wiki per project or similar. The solution which comes with Easy Redmine is this one instance of knowledge base, and the way how the different spaces are denominated to group of users or even or towards some project is through the namespaces access restrictions. So this is the way Easy Redmine's knowledge base works right now. It's one instance, and that is this functionality for namespaces. Yeah.
All right. Very well then. Well, we have 2 more minutes, but I'm going to take over in this moment. If you have more questions, of course, you can leave them in Q&A and we will answer your questions via email. Yeah. As I told you, remember, the entire webinar is recorded. So you're going to receive the recording, from this webinar in recent days via your email as a follow-up email. So I would like to thank again to our gentlemen for interesting, presentations, a lot of informations. I would like to express my gratitude for sharing beneficial informations which we heard today. Yeah, I would like to thank you again, guys, for picking time in your busy scheduled day and free your time for us to listen something about the knowledge base. And don't forget to fill out the survey, which is coming right after this webinar. So when I'm going to finish with, when I'm going to end this webinar, you're going to receive on your web browsers, you're going to receive a survey, which we would like you to actually take. It is a feedback for us, what we can improve, what can be better. And with that, that is all from my side. So gentlemen, thank you a lot.
Wish everyone successful rest of the week.
And you have a
nice
beautiful have a beautiful day, guys. Great the rest of your day and take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.